Hey everyone, Budget Nerd here again. Today we'll check out a budget mini PC from AcePC. It comes in a small package and a pretty low price of $200. But is it worth it? Let's see. In my world, I will almost always build all my PCs. If you want very small, then your hands are tied by what sort of cases are available. Enter AcePC if you're looking for something very small and aren't interested or can't build your own. In the box is the PC. I think it looks pretty cool. It is small, with a footprint of about 5.5 inches in each direction. On the back, you get an audio jack, gigabit Ethernet port, 2 HDMI ports, a USB 2.0 port, and the power port. On the side, you get a USB 2.0 port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a micro SD card slot, and the power button. The I/O isn't bad. It's good to see USB 3.0. Removing the top, you can see you have space to increase the storage by adding a 2.5-inch hard drive, which makes it easy to forgive the small SSD capacity. Remaining in the box is a small manual, a bracket to mount it to a VESA mount, and in here is an HDMI cable and the power brick. Tearing the thing apart reveals a few things. First, they saved a lot of money with this case. It's just a thin plastic box, nothing more. To be honest, it totally works, but the case really seems like it's the cheapest thing here. The heatsink for the CPU is pretty small. The Wi-Fi wires, and I assume the Bluetooth as well, are short and are just soldered on to metal plates taped to the plastic body. And this SSD, it's hard to find info on it, but you can find it in a handful of low-cost Chinese PCs and external hard drives. This chip here seems to be the memory controller and is rumored to be similar to the Silicon Motion SM2258XT, which uses a DRAM-less design. DRAM-less designs can save money, but SSD performance takes a hit. Despite that hit, this SSD's performance is actually decent. After Windows, you get 97 gigabytes of free space on the 128 gigabyte SSD. As for specs, this model gets a very underwhelming Intel Celeron J3455 dual core that clocks in at 1.5 gigahertz. That will burst to 2.3 gigahertz. This model also gets 6 gigabytes of RAM, which just teeters on the line of acceptable, and since it's soldered on, there's no way to upgrade it. With this PC rocking 6 gigs, you get a head start on the path to obsolescence. It's all pretty minimum specs here, but the one nice surprise is it comes with a copy of Windows 10 Pro. Running user benchmark, the scores weren't great, getting a rating of tree trunk for the gaming and workstation categories and surfboard for the desktop rating. The CPU did everything it was supposed to do, but clearly this processor is just for the basics. If you check mail and do some light web browsing, then it'll do that pretty well. If you want to move beyond that, then its performance might disappoint. In this price range for PCs, if you spend a bit more, you get so much more. You can find some all-in-ones on Newegg for a bit more money. That would perform better than the Celeron will, but if you try to piece together a PC build, even using some of the cheapest parts, you still can't hit their price point. The Celeron in this little AcePC represents my only real negative. They do have models with better processors, and I'd start there, honestly. Because with this one, unless you want to do just the basics, or are okay with explaining to your grandma why it won't do anything for a few seconds after she clicks on something, then throw a bit more money at one of their faster models if you really like this form factor. The whole package AcePC provides here is pretty nice, and for only $200, the value is definitely there. But give it some thought to see if this little horsepower will do what you need it to do. Links below to this PC and some of their better performing models below if you're interested. Thanks for checking out the PC with me, and thanks for watching.